Good morning, everyone. My name's Catherine Neiman, hearing officer for the City of St. Louis Conditional Use Hearings. My colleague Sandy Long and I will be conducting today's scheduled hearing on applications for a conditional use permit. In addition, we are recording these hearings as a permanent record. We ask that you remain on mute if you're not giving testimony. If you're calling by phone, it is *6 to mute and unmute. If multiple people are sharing a screen, we ask that only one person speak at a time and please refrain from side conversations. These requests are made so we can accurately record the information and hear from those giving testimony. When each address is called, I will ask that the applicant or representative indicate you're present. I will then ask you to state your name and your address for the record. After a time of questions with the applicant, I will call for testimony for anyone in favor of the application. Then I will ask for testimony for anyone in opposition. Following today's hearing, our office will make a recommendation to the Board of Public Service, which is a separate department here at the city. They will make the final determination as no decision is made here today. Therefore, you're welcome to leave or stay on the call and listen. The Board of Public Service will notify the applicant by mail regarding the findings of your conditional use permit.
You want me to read it? Read it.
That's fine.
Oh, well, look at my stuff. AH012262-25 Lylebert Contract Services LLC, care of Dwayne C. Thompson, 5909 Clemens Avenue, Zone A, Single Family Dwelling District, Ward 10.
Okay, do we have anyone here to represent this application?
Yes, my name is Dwayne Thompson, and I am here representing Lee Albert Contract Services.
Okay. Do you just want to briefly tell us about what the applicant will be doing here?
So we are a construction really construction management company, but since we're operating in the St. Louis area, we'd like to use our home as our office. We don't self-perform any work, and so everything is always handled by subcontractors, and we don't use our property as a we don't store materials or anything here at our house.
Okay. How long have you done this type of work?
Um, Done construction management and contracting for probably 12 years.
Okay, and do you have any special licensing or certificates for that?
Um, I do have uh, so kind of operating in this vein, have had contracting licenses. I'm also a licensed architect. And so I've been in the field for about 30 years.
Okay, and you mentioned earlier, the question is, will anyone work with you?
We will have subcontractors, but we won't have anyone other than myself and my wife. We're the only ones managing the company.
Okay. The next question is, since you can't use city dumpsters to dispose of debris, where will you dispose of the construction debris?
So all of our subcontractors, part of our arrangement is that they will handle their own disposal.
Okay, and how do you advertise your business?
I don't advertise. I don't advertise my business at this point. Most of my clients on the contracting side are ones that have asked me to do a design build project with them. So right now, the only work that we're doing on the contracting side is stuff that we've also designed.
Okay. Do you store any equipment or tools?
No.
I guess, okay, because it says no open storage allowed in vehicle or around the residence.
Right.
And then no signage. Well, if you have signage on your car, it has to be removed when you park in front of the residence. Um,
Understood. We don't have any signage on our cars.
okay. And then have you reached out to the alderwoman or neighborhood association for their support for this hearing?
No, I have not.
And then these are just the two standard questions we ask everyone. Will the use be detrimental to the public health, safety, morals, or general welfare?
No,
And will the use cause serious injury to the neighboring property by hindering use or reducing or impairing property values?
no,
All right, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
no, I think that's it.
All right, well, thank you so much. I just have to ask if there's anyone here on the call in support of the application. Is there anyone opposed? All right, seeing none, we call the hearing heard. And Sandy, can you please read the next case?
AH012363-25, Redstone Investment Group, care of Mark Walsh, 3635 Alberta Street, Zone B, two-family dwelling district, Ward 3.
All right, and do we have anyone for this application?
Yes, Mark Welch there.
Okay, and what's your mailing address?
Uh, 5810 Julian Avenue.
All right, and then do you just want to briefly tell us about what you'll be doing here?
Uh, just basically have it as a home base, my office for receiving mail and correspondence.
Okay, and is this for a contracting business?
Uh, yes, I do maintenance and remodeling, and I basically sign on with property management companies and take care of their turns or their work order, like emergency issues.
Okay, how long have you done that type of work?
For over 10 years.
All right, any specific training, licensings, or certificates that you have?
Yeah, I have my EPA certification. I have epoxy certifications out of more.
Is anyone going to
And
be
I'm
working
still
with you?
in trans. No,
Will you be disposing of construction debris at the site or at the home?
no. When I sign on with the property management, they have a dumpster or everything that's included in the bid.
Do you advertise the business in any way?
No,
Sorry, I didn't catch if you answered it.
no, I don't advertise. I do have business cards, but I don't have the advertisers on my vehicle or that.
Okay, and then are you storing any sort of equipment at all at the home?
No.
Okay, did you reach out to the alderperson or neighborhood association for this hearing?
No, I haven't had the opportunity due to the tornadoes. I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
These are just the two standard questions we ask everyone. Will the use be detrimental to the public health, safety, morals, or general welfare?
No, man.
And will the use cause serious injury to the neighboring property by hindering or reducing property values?
No, man.
All right, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Uh, No, ma'am, not at this time.
Okay. And thank you for your testimony. Is there anyone on the call in support of the application? Is there anyone opposed? All right, seeing none, we call the hearing heard. And can you please read the next case, Sandy?
AH011761-24 Curtis Smith Services, care of Curtis Smith, 5656 Highland Avenue, Zone A, Single Family Dwelling District, Ward 13.
Okay, do we have anyone here to represent this application? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to the next case.
Excuse me. AOP-11987-25 Street Fur Apparel, care of Ronald Larby, 5822 Gravoy Avenue, Unit A, Zone Beeble Mills Special Use District and Zone F Neighborhood Commercial District, Ward 3.
Ward 1.
Ward 1.
Okay. Is there anyone on the call to represent this application? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to the next case.
AOP-12362-25 Southside Fish and Chicken, care of Abusakar Bader, 3909 Gravoy Avenue, Zone G, Local Commercial and Office District, Ward 6.
Okay, do we have someone to represent this application?
Yes.
All right,
Hi.
and can we get your name and mailing address for the record?
Badir Abu Sakr, 3909 Gravois Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay, do you want to briefly tell us about what you'll be doing here?
Yeah, actually, we open a restaurant with convenience store. That's all. No liquor store.
Okay, I'm gonna need a little bit more context. Is this currently a convenience store?
Convenience and a restaurant and fast food, actually.
Okay, so it's a convenience store that sells food.
Yes, please.
Okay, and you are adding, did you say you're adding cell phone repairs?
No, we are not adding anything, just
Opening.
like that.
Sending another.
Is it a change of ownership?
Yes, I'm a new ownership.
Opening. Sorry, that one.
Okay, how large is the building?
Sorry?
Do you know how many square feet approximately the building is?
It's got 5,000 foot square, like 2,525.
Okay, and what type of items are you selling at the store in addition to the food?
Like sodas, candies, snacks, and also like fast food, chicken, fish, sandwiches.
Okay, are you selling any alcohol?
No, no alcohol.
Do you have any indoor or outdoor seating?
No, no dining.
No dining, so it's all carry out.
Yes,
Do you have an ATM or vending machine on the outside of the building?
no.
What are the days and hours of operation?
10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Is that
That's
7 days a
Sunday.
week?
11 to 7 days except Sunday, 11 to 9.
Okay. Do you have any employees that will be working with you?
I got one.
One.
Yes.
Okay, and then how many employees work per shift? Is it one per shift?
No, two. Me and one more.
Okay. Do you have any off-street parking spaces?
I do park a lot. I do have like 8 space. Side one for handicap.
Sorry, how many spaces did you say?
8.
8. Okay. Is there an area, either in the back or on the side of the building that you use for shipping and receiving?
I know I have like a space just for stuff like delivery, small
Okay,
space behind the store.
okay. Um, is there any exterior lighting or surveillance cameras installed?
I do have cameras and system and all that.
And then do you have access to a commercial dumpster?
I'm sorry?
Do you have access to a commercial dumpster?
Yeah, yes.
All right. And then I do have to read this into the record, and then if you could let me know if you're selling any of the items. There shall be no sale of items that can be used or intended for use as drug paraphernalia as defined in Ordinance 68404 or its successor ordinances, including but not limited to food scales, glass tubes, disposable lighters with pop-off tops, steel scrubbing pads and screens, rolling papers, ephedrine or pseudoephedrine, diet supplements, sleep aids, bath salts, or other substitutes for illegal drugs. In addition, there shall be no sale of cigars or cigarillos commonly used or adapted for use involving a controlled substance, examples of which include, but are not limited to, Phillies, Dutch Masters, White Owl, Swisher Sweets, Splitterillos, Backwoods, Optimo, and Garcia y Vega. Do you plan on selling any of those items?
No, ma'am.
All right. And then do you plan on installing any signage on the exterior of the building?
Yeah, the sign company has the license.
Okay. And just make sure that gets permitted through the building division, okay?
Good.
And then have you reached out to the neighborhood association or alderperson for their support for this hearing?
Yes, we have the sign and the store.
Mhm. Um, did you receive any letters of support from either the alderperson or neighborhood association?
Yes.
Okay, we don't have those currently in our file. If you would like to submit those into your file, if you could please email that to our office and we
I'm
can put the
sorry.
email
I'm
in the
sorry.
chat.
I'm sorry. Do you mean if I have a letter from the community about anything?
Yes, correct. Do you?
No, I don't. I don't receive. No, I don't receive nothing.
Okay. These are just two questions we ask everyone. Will the use be detrimental to the public health, safety, morals, or general welfare?
No, ma'am.
And will the use cause serious injury to the neighboring property by hindering or reducing property values?
No, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone here on the call in support of the application? Is there anyone opposed? All right, seeing none, we call the hearing heard. And Sandy, can you please read the next case?
AOP 11641 24 Beyond Care Adult Daycare, care of Dallas Howland, 5225 Delmar, Zone H, Area Commercial District, Ward 10. I spoke to Dallas and her building was taken down by the tornado. Dismisses. Next one is AB 584 822 25 Good Day Farm Dispensary, care of Reagan Etheridge, 1531 South Broadway, Zone G, Local Commercial and Office District, Ward 8.
Okay, do we have anyone here to represent this application?
Hi, my name is Brendan McGuire and I'm here to represent Good Day Farms.
Okay, and the mailing address that you would like to receive notifications of this hearing?
Could you please send it to 7700 Forsyth Boulevard, Suite 1800?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Do you want to briefly explain what the applicant will be doing here?
Of course. So Good Day Farms on 1531 South Broadway is going to be requesting a conditional use permit for a drive-up window, which is a conditional use in the G area. The dispensary opened up for business in December 2024. And since opening 6 months ago, they've been a productive and respectful member and operator within the Kosciuszko neighborhood in Ward 8. And the drive-through lane will not be used for any of day orders. It's only for advanced online orders. The average time of drive-through is about maybe 2 to 3 minutes. There's going to be no squawk box. There's going to be no menu. It's just going to be for the fulfillment of online pre-orders. And just of note, that property was already designed for drive-through services. Its previous use was a sports bar. So there is a drive-up window on the northeast corner of the building, which can be used for this purpose.
Okay, great, thank you. I'll just go through some of the standard questions that we have here.
Or,
Will the facility comply with all regulations issued by the Missouri Department of Health
of course,
for comprehensive marijuana facilities?
yes,
And then is the facility monitored by a internet-based closed circuit television for security purposes?
yes, it is.
Is there a fireproof vault or safe incorporated into the building for any reason?
I believe so. That would be correct. Yes,
And then will the facility have a centrally monitored fire and burglar alarm system?
yes, that is correct.
Okay, and then is there any off-street parking?
There is not off-street parking. There is on-site parking in the parking lot.
Okay. Is that area equipped with like lighting and
Yes, yes, it is.
um all right. This question says no person or facility shall dispose of marijuana or marijuana infused products in an unsecured waste receptacle, not in possession and control of the licensee and designed to prohibit unauthorized access. Can you comply with this requirement?
Yes,
And then is the state issued license on display in the interior of the facility?
that would be correct. Yes.
And is there any on-site consumption of marijuana?
No,
Mm-mm-mm. Are there any delivery services that you provide?
no,
And then this is an existing business, correct? You're just adding the drive-through?
that is correct. They've been operating since December 2024.
Okay. Mhm. So what are the current hours and days of operation?
The current hours and days of operation are 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., and that would be 7 days a week.
Okay, you have off-street parking. And you have access to a commercial dumpster.
That would be correct, yes.
Okay, and have you reached out to the neighborhood association or alderperson for their support?
Yes, we have proactively reached out via email to two associations, actually, the Kosciuszko and Soulard neighborhoods. The property is only located in Kosciuszko, but the former representative of Ward 8 is no longer at that ward currently. So now we've reached out to both. We have not received those letters as of yet, but we have been maintaining steady communication between both.
Okay, thank you. And these are just the two standard questions. Will the use be detrimental to the public health, safety, morals, or general welfare?
No, it will not.
And will the use cause serious injury to the neighboring property by hindering or reducing property values?
It also will not.
All right. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
Not me currently at this moment. Thank you.
Reagan, did you want to add anything?
No, Brendan did a great job.
Okay, thank you. Um, is there anyone here on the call in support of the application?
Hi, this is Allison Gouch. I'm the civil engineer of the project. I'm here in support of it, and I would like to just clarify a couple things real quick if I can.
Sure.
So I wanted to note that we do have on-site parking per code and lighting plan, and that was all reviewed over a year ago when we submitted for building permits to make the previous building modifications and some minor modifications to the parking lot, including ADA parking.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Allison.
Is there anyone else here on the call that would like to speak in support? All right, is there anyone opposed? All right, seeing none, we call the hearing heard. Do you want to recall any of them?
There's nobody else on the line.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone today for your time. You'll be notified in about 2 weeks or so from the Board of Public Service for the findings of this conditional use hearing. And with that, we will be ending the call.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it.